let's chat about this exam tomorrow, okay? It is officially 15 questions, 79 points. 79, that's right. So it's a little juicier than a unit test. All topics on the packet are fair game. Anything I talked about in class this week is fair game. No sig figs or anything like that. Couple pieces of good news. Number one, you may use your own periodic table on this test tomorrow. And you may use your semester review packet on your test tomorrow. So this will reward all the hard work you put into your packet. Sound pretty good?
Yeah.
It's going to be like, yes, I accept. Now there will not be any, I didn't use any of the packet questions on the test by any means, but there will be some that are a little similar, okay, so, could help. Well, 4.18, 2260, all that good stuff. Let me see here. Things we talked about in class this week, stuff like water values, when does something sink, when does it float, no sig figs, all that good stuff. Let me remind you guys of a couple of things. Okay, you may think this looks a little familiar from your Unit 3 test. Remember when we did 5Q problems, okay? I'm not saying that the problem on your test tomorrow is necessarily 5Q, but it's that type of problem, okay? So let's not forget, let's say you're putting in, for one of these Qs, you're putting in the M, the C, and the delta T. Make sure you put them in order, okay? So you want to put the M, then the C, then the delta T. If you swap the M and the C, okay, I know mathematically that doesn't make a difference, but the computer is too dumb to understand that. Does that make sense? You need to put the M, then the C, then the delta T. So like you're dragging them here. So you're like, yeah, there we go, blah, blah. Okay, dragging them in. Now let's say, for one of your Qs, you're calculating, it's an M delta H situation, okay? So let's say it's an M delta H situation, okay? And you don't have to use any of the other boxes. Make sure, so like maybe you plop in your, your delta H here and your N there, whatever. If you don't need the box, again, the computer will mark all empty boxes wrong, no matter what. So you can't leave any boxes empty. If you don't need that box, you need to drag in the not needed. Does that make sense? You guys remember this? Okay. It's exactly the same as it was on the Unit 3 test, but it's been a little while, so just want to remind you guys. Don't forget to use the not needed if, in fact, you don't need that box. Okay. Are there any questions of any kind on any page of the semester packet? Yes, ma'am.
Not on the packet, but like, is this lab gonna be on there? Like questions on there?
Oh, like what color flame is this? What color flame is that? That kind of thing?
Oh yeah.
You will not need to know the colors of the flames, but you should know how light works in general. So like ground state electron, add energy, all that good stuff. Does that make sense? Okay. Any other questions about the packet itself at all? Any other questions? Yes, Mr. Williams.
Yeah, the density of water is 1.00.
Yep, grams per milliliter. Yes, sir. Remote folks, you guys can ask questions right now too. Anyone have any questions about anything on the packet?
I got one.
I'll get you next.
For 26, it's the energy and the reaction and all that. Can we just draw straight diagonal lines? Or do we gotta do the circular stuff?
For 26. Here, let me take a look at what problem you're talking about. So I can't remember off the top of my head which one is 26. Let's see here. Okay. Oh, this guy. So what exactly is your question?
So, for the, answer that you had some, squiggly lines and stuff, but I just want to do straight diagonal. Is that alright?
For the answer I had some squiggly lines.
Yeah, it goes up and down, but, for the first one, I just did a diagonal line starting bottom left, going top right. Would that work?
I'm a little confused. Did you do... Yeah. Okay, so I have something like this, where it's like curved. Are you saying that you did something like this?
No, just straight up one direction, just from bottom left to the top right.
Oh, you did something like this.
Yep.
You're not going to have to draw a graph tomorrow, but you should be able to recognize when a graph is endo or exothermic. Is that clear enough?
Okay.
Okay. So that's a good question. So a graph that has less energy at the beginning and then has more at the end, that means energy entered the system because it ends up with extra energy. So that's endothermic. Whereas a graph that looks like this, where it had more energy at the beginning and then it lost some, that's an exothermic graph because energy must have exited because you have less energy. Mr. Williams.
On number 20, I need some help just getting that started.
Number 20. Oh, yeah, then I haven't forget. We'll get to your question, whatever that was, after this. Okay. Number 20. All right, so this is one of the density calculations. So if we remember, I'm just going to start this one out for you. Density equals mass over volume. In this particular problem, we're told the density is 2.74. The mass we don't know, and the volume is 609 milliliters. So we want to get m by itself, okay, right? What can we do to both sides to get m by itself?
Multiplied by the mass. Well, wait. No.
Not quite.
Multiplied by 609.
Yep. If we multiply both sides by 609, it'll cancel out here. And you'll have m by itself, so 609 times that should get you your volume. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. You had a question.
Oh yeah, did you say we can use those packets?
You can use the semester review packet. Not a Unit 4 packet or Unit 3 packet, but you can use your semester review packet. So this 3-page packet you got in front of you? Mm-hmm. Yeah, first, and your own periodic table, since you'll need a periodic table. Yep. Any other questions for me? Okie dokie. Well, here's what's going to happen next. Live folks, you have the full answer key in the Wednesday folder, so I guess it goes for everybody. If you guys are on Schoology here, if we're boom, we're here, okay, week 17, Wednesday folder. Here's the entire answer key right here, okay, all 3 pages, front and back. You'll also find your participation points, so why doesn't everybody go get those right now in the Wednesday folder before you forget? Get those participation points, no sense in getting a 0 out of 10 on that. And here's what's going to happen next. Live folks, in a little bit we're going to start working on the Flame Test Lab Part 1 since you guys didn't get to do that in person. You only saw the video. I'll explain that in a little bit. So you guys will be working on your review packet, checking the answers for a few minutes while I touch base with the remote folks. Once I'm done with the remote folks, then I'll give you guys some further instructions, okay? So live folks, you guys get to it. Remote folks, we're going to check in with everybody one-on-one, and then I'll let you guys get out of here. But